Today I want to talk about one of the communicable attributes of God in this week's installment of Wednesday Encouragement. One of those communicable attributes of God that He imparts on us because we're image bearers of Him is love. We've talked a lot about love in these Wednesday Encouragements, but that's okay because love is very important. In 1 John chapter 3 verses 16 to 18 it says, "This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down His life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. If anyone has material possessions and sees a brother or sister in need, but has no pity on them, how can the love of God be in that person? Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth." This past Friday, we remembered 9/11. If you were alive on September 11th, 2001, you know exactly where you were. I had just finished coffee and prayer with a buddy of mine, and I went home, sat down in front of the television and watched the morning news, which was not common for me. And I watched in horror as a plane flew into the South Tower of the World Trade Center. Here in Nyack, just 20 miles outside of New York City, 9/11 is also known as Red Bandana Day, because of a young man who was working on the 103rd floor of the South Tower of the World Trade Center. He grew up here in Nyack and went to the same elementary school that my boys went to. He was given a red bandana as a kid from his father. And from that day forward, he always had a red bandana in his pocket or somewhere on him. As a young man, he volunteered at the fire station just down the road from my house. After high school, he went to Boston College University and later went to work at the World Trade Center. His name was Wells Remy Crowther. He was just 24 years old that morning the planes hit the World Trade Center. He made his way down from the 103rd floor down to the 78th and found people trapped. When Wells found those trapped on the 78th floor, he had his red bandana around his face to protect his nose and mouth. Stories started coming in afterwards of the man with the red bandana who had saved many. He did what he was trained to do as a volunteer fireman. He kept calm and he found a way out. He saved at least 10 people that day, helped them get out. His body was found 6 months after 9/11 with a group of firemen at the base of the South Tower. They believe that he was working with these firemen to head back up to try to rescue more who were still trapped on the 78th floor. Before Wells helped those people, he didn't ask them if they were Republicans or Democrats, if they were conservative or liberal. He didn't ask them if they disagreed with him or agreed with him. He simply showed them a way out. He embodied 1 John 3:16. And we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. He gave His life for strangers. Every 9/11 I get up now, I grab a cup of coffee. I turn on the news and I watch the names be read. It was one of the darkest days America's ever seen, but it was also one of the brightest because of people like Wells. Currently in 2020, the day seems dark as well. We're living out the opposite of verse 18. We're hating with words and speech. But we don't have to embody that narrative. We don't have to live out those actions. We do not have to choose a side. We can choose today to live out verse 18 and love with action and truth. Today, with God's help, you can go and show love. Go in peace.